Hello everyone, welcome back to Chapter 1 channel. Today I'm going to talk about a movie named The Dude in Me. I hope that you enjoy. So, let's get started. The movie's main character, Pan-soo, is a formidable individual in the Hanho Group's heir, renowned for his high standing in the criminal underworld. His extravagant lifestyle and unhappy marriage to Seo-yeon are first shown to us. He entered the marriage purely because her father, Mr. Han, is the powerful leader of the Hanho business. Pampered and rich, Seo-yeon gripes that her father won't purchase her the gallery she wants and expects to live off of her father's and her husband's fortune. Pan-soo dismisses her request and goes about his day. At his office, Pan-soo hears about a carpenter, Jong-ki, who refuses to leave his workshop, which needs to be demolished for one of Pan-soo's projects. He sends his right-hand man, Mr. Bang, to handle the matter, by force if necessary. Jong-ki, fearing violence, faces his nightmare when Mr. Bang threatens to cut off his arm if he doesn't sign the papers. Left with no options, Jong-ki gives up his shop. Later, Pan-soo meets his business rival, Mr. Yang, at a restaurant, and they argue over business matters. It's clear that Yang is waiting for the right moment to eliminate Pan-soo and take over his ventures. The following day, Pan-soo visits an old ramen shop he used to frequent. A high school student, Dong-hyun, is there as well, and after finishing his meal, realizes he forgot his wallet. The restaurant owner generously suggests that Pan-soo cover his meal, which irritates Pan-soo, but he grudgingly pays, even though the student ate 4 bowls. Then, while attempting to get a shoe off the top of a 2-story structure, Dong-hyun loses his balance and tumbles directly onto Pan-soo. Pan-soo is startled to discover himself in a hospital bed, being addressed as a student by a young nurse, as he regains consciousness. To his astonishment, he discovers his own body resting on another hospital bed when he goes outdoors. Jong-ki calls him his kid and rushes to him before he can comprehend this. Pan-soo then discovers that he and Dong-hyun have mysteriously switched bodies. It comes out that Jong-ki, the guy Pan-soo had threatened, is Dong-hyun's father. Acting differently than Dong-hyun would, Pan-soo's doctor diagnoses him with retrograde amnesia. Pan-soo remembers the restaurant owner's words and rushes to find her, only to discover the restaurant closed and the owner gone. Meanwhile, his rival Yang, delighted to hear Pan-soo is in a coma, plots to take advantage of the situation and eliminate him. Pan-soo returns to his own home, but Seo-yeon thinks he's a stranger and has security remove him. He ends up at the police station on trespassing charges, worrying Jong-ki with his unusual behavior. The police release Pan-soo without further trouble, seeing as he's a minor. Later, Pan-soo tries to wake his own comatose body by physically shaking Dong-hyun, only to be interrupted by Mr. Bang, who dismisses Pan-soo's claims about the body swap as nonsense. With no other choice, Pan-soo returns to Dong-hyun's modest home with Jong-ki, struggling with the cramped space. Jong-ki, eager to help his son recover, prepares a huge meal. Though initially reluctant, Pan-soo ends up devouring everything, realizing his appetite is now that of Dong-hyun's body. Jong-ki believes Dong-hyun was pressured to go to the building ledge, resulting in the accident. Determined to investigate, Pan-soo confronts the school principal, who denies any bullying issues, though Pan-soo senses the dishonesty. When Pan-soo enters the classroom, a group of students mocks him, signaling that Dong-hyun was often a target. During lunch, he witnesses a girl, Hyun-jung, being bullied as well, forced to eat food mixed with soda, then having her meal dumped on her. Outraged, Pan-soo stands up to the bullies, angering their leader, Tae-wook. Just as Pan-soo is ready to fight back, teachers intervene, making Tae-wook retreat. The bullies approach Pan-soo after school in an attempt to frighten him, but he simply slaps them all and leaves unconcerned. Later, they disturb a fellow student in the bathroom until Pan-soo emerges from a stall and steps in, stealing Tae-wook's phone and swearing to give it back the next day. The bullies agree because they are too scared to protest. Pan-soo discovers a video on the phone that demonstrates how Tae-wook and his companions forced Dong-hyun onto the cliff, resulting in the mishap that led to the body exchange. The next day, Tae-wook's gang leader beats him up for losing the phone with the incriminating video. Pan-soo arrives, calmly demanding the leader leave others alone, using the video as leverage. Left with no choice, the bully agrees. Meanwhile, Pan-soo's wife, Seo-yeon, takes advantage of his coma, dating younger men. Mr. Yang, Pan-soo's business rival, learns of this and blackmails her into conspiring against her husband. Together, they plot Pan-soo's ruin. That night, Pan-soo visits the hospital and meets Mr. Bang, revealing his past and proving his true identity. The next day, Hyun-jung bumps into him and drops a toy. As he follows her to return it, he encounters her mother, Mi-soon, his first love whom he abandoned to marry his current wife. He's stunned to see her and calls her by her first name, surprising Mi-soon. After running away, he reminisces about their youth. Later, he meets Hyun-jung again and collects a strand of her hair for a DNA test, which confirms that she is his daughter. Following this, Pan-soo visits Mi-soon, subtly asking about her life. She explains that she raised Hyun-jung alone since her father was not a good man. Pan-soo feels guilty about leaving them behind. Elsewhere, Seo-yeon tells her father that Pan-soo has been misusing company funds, a scheme suggested by Mr. Yang. Her father believes her, considering removing Pan-soo from the company if he wakes from the coma. Pan-soo then joins a gym to lose weight and get closer to his daughter, who is learning self-defense there. Though she is hesitant, Mr. Bang, pretending to be an instructor, persuades her to stay. From then on, father and daughter train together, growing closer. Pan-soo eventually sheds the extra weight, surprising his classmates with his new look. During lunch, Hyun-jung stands up to her bullies, impressing her peers with her confidence. Upon her return to Mi-soon's restaurant that evening, Pan-soo casually reveals that she once wished she could have shocked her ex by killing him. He intervenes to protect her from an impolite customer while she is there, but Mi-soon notices his strange behavior and queries why he is behaving this way. After that, Pan-soo tells her about Dong-hyun's body swap. Despite her skepticism, she asks him questions that only he would know the answers to, and she is persuaded. She does, however, advise him to leave their lives, just as he had done years earlier. A flashback reveals their last meeting, where Pan-soo coldly told Mi-soon he was marrying his boss's daughter, urging her to forget him. The next day, Hyun-jung receives a party invitation from a popular classmate, Minho, and, unaware of his real intentions, eagerly accepts. Meanwhile, Pan-soo tries to win Mi-soon back, kissing her in public, shocking onlookers who see them as a May to December pairing. She pushes him away, slapping him. As she walks off, Pan-soo receives a call warning him that the bullies are planning to harass Hyun-jung at the party. He rushes over and finds Minho pouring alcohol on her. Furious, he fights off the bullies, impressing the girls watching and leading Hyun-jung to stand up to Minho, even pushing him into the pool. The following day, Mr. Bang informs Pan-soo that his wife is plotting to strip him of his inheritance. Pan-soo writes a letter to his father-in-law, Mr. Han, and asks Mr. Bang to deliver it. Later, while walking down the street, a classmate asks him out, but he responds that he doesn't date schoolgirls. Soon after, Hyun-jung arrives and asks Pan-soo the same question about dating. Shocked, he quickly tells her he could never date her and hurries off. At home, Mi-soon also finds out that her daughter is interested in him and firmly orders her to stay away. Meanwhile, Pan-soo's rival, Yang, sneaks into the hospital, planning to kill Dong-hyun. Just as Yang is about to act, Dong-hyun suddenly awakens, startling Yang, who flees. Confused, Dong-hyun finds himself in Pan-soo's body and rushes to his father, Jong-ki, who almost calls the police on him before Pan-soo returns and explains everything. Though skeptical, Jong-ki agrees to believe their story. Pan-soo then asks Dong-hyun for help to make things right with Mi-soon. They visit her restaurant and pretend they're back in their original bodies. While Dong-hyun, as Pan-soo, apologizes to her, Yang and his gang arrive, having tracked Dong-hyun from the hospital, intending to finish him off. Dong-hyun begs for his life, surprising Yang and his men. Pan-soo sends Mi-soon and Dong-hyun to a safer room and takes on the gang. But this time, the thugs are ready. Suddenly, Mi-soon steps out, opening a gas cylinder and threatening to blow up the place, forcing Yang and his men to retreat. After the chaos, Mi-soon realizes they hadn't swapped bodies back, but she speaks to Dong-hyun as though he's Pan-soo, sharing the challenges she faced alone. They end up embracing. Elsewhere, Mr. Han discovers that his daughter, Seo-yeon, lied to harm Pan-soo's reputation and cover her affair. Furious, he disowns her, refusing her inheritance, and summons Pan-soo. Since Pan-soo can't go himself, Dong-hyun goes in his place, using an earpiece to communicate. But when Han asks about a second family, the device fails, leaving Dong-hyun to make decisions on Pan-soo's behalf. Dong-hyun tells him that his time in the hospital helped him realize family is what matters most, so he's stepping down from the Hanho group to focus on them. Impressed, Han respects his choice and lets him go. Pan-soo thanks Dong-hyun for his assistance and gives him an embrace back in the car. Their respite is short-lived, though, as Seo-yeon crashes her car into them out of rage. Pan-soo is taken to the hospital after suffering serious injuries. Dong-hyun also passes out on his deathbed while speaking to his family. The same woman who performed the body swap treats Pan-soo during his operation in the next scenario. After asking him whether he liked her gift, she flips the switch and puts them back in their natural bodies. 6 months later, Dong Hyun, back in his own body, returns to school, now well respected and dating Hyun Jung. Pan Soo, meanwhile, has bought Mi Soon a better place for her restaurant, where he, Jong Ki, and Mr. Bang now work as her employees. So, this was the movie named The Dude in Me. Please subscribe to my channel for more movie recap. Take care everyone and stay tuned.